I think so many of us severely underestimate the importance of supporting trauma survivors to make their own decisions. Trauma happens because your choice and your autonomy and your ability to make decisions has been taken away. I've been reading a book about a survivor who has been working to get out of a high control abusive group. And one of the people who, she's actually a supportive person in this person's life, but one of the mistakes that she repeatedly makes is that she keeps telling the survivor what she has to do. She's like, you need to do this, you need to do this, you have to do this, blah, blah, blah. And I don't get the impression that it is coming from a bad place at all. Like, I think she's really quite well-intentioned. Unfortunately, it's repeating a cycle that a trauma survivor has already experienced many, many times. We need to be supporting survivors and empowering them to be able to make their own decisions again. It is really important to help survivors feel like they do have that power and that choice and an autonomy. And, supporting them, even if they do make mistakes. Like, we're all going to make mistakes. Survivors are going to make mistakes, but supporting them to still make choices regardless of whether they do make mistakes or not. I think as a collective, we need to get much better at supporting survivors, and it's okay to give them information and provide them information if that's what they're wanting, because the more information you have, the more informed you are to be able to make a decision. However, if you're saying you need to do this, like, oh, that's a dumb decision, don't do that. Like, why would you do that? That's a stupid decision. If you're making judgment calls about their decision, if you're putting yourself in a position of saying, I know better, like, I know what's good for you. Actually, maybe you don't. Like, we have to help survivors start to trust their own ability to make choices, even if that includes mistakes. Begin to be able to trust what their internal signals are saying, what their internal system might be saying. Anyway, that's just my thoughts. Something I've been pondering for the last little bit.